First and foremost, I'd like to give all honors, praises, thanksgivings, greetings, glory, salutations, respects to Yahweh, Bahasham, yaHaWaSHI, Bahasham, Rakarawakakwadash. Yahweh, He is, He has been, He will be. Yahweh, He is. Yahweh, He exists. YaHaWaSHI, He is salvation, He is help, He is succor, He is deliverance. YaHaWaSHI, He is liberty, He is victory, which are forms and types of salvation. YaHaWaSHI, He saves. Only the true Hebrew Israelites of the 212 tribe chart, so-called dark, black, browns, peoples of the world, so-called African Americans brought up in the West Atlantic slave trade, so-called Latino Hispanics, so-called Aboriginal original Native Americans, so-called of North, South America, and all over the world, but whose original homestead, place of birth, nationality, region, coast, borders is Israel. The Jewish Israelis living in the Promised Land today will be evicted through thermonuclear fire from that land. They are not the people of the Bible. So and thus, Yahweh, yaHaWaSHI, Rakara, Waka, Kodash, Holy Spirit, the Holy Spirit, double peace, honor, citations, the elders of GMS, Grandma, Son, Tahara, Ramla, Gabar, Rakara, Wak, top men, leaders, past, present, future, head apostle, prophets, hopefully elect for liberty, victory, salvation, when Adonai yaHaWaSHI, whom the world eagerly calls Jesus, and AhDaWaN, King David, break through the clouds, in a cloud, so-called UFOs, chariots of Israel, and establish salvation through destruction. So, Shalom to Akin, on the highways and byways, eternal information, super high, pushing truth and sincerity, the four corners to the earth until missiles hit Babylon, the great mystery. Babylon, America is the bitch that sits on the beasts in Revelation, the beast being a system, governmental system of the so-called red, white, European, Caucasian, Esau, Edom, the children of the devil, the Bible speaks of, to fuck the world over and even themselves in gaining power, godlikehood, destroying themselves while attaining to be a god. That's stupid and ignorant as fuck. That's why the red, so-called white, so-called European Caucasian has got to be set on motherfucking fire when thermonuclear ICBM missiles brought to you by God from the land of God, a fellow white nation gonna go against another white nation because even white people hate white people. Of course, that's true for all races. Black people hate black people. Mexicans hate Mexicans. Asian people probably hate Asian people. You don't see too much infighting with them, but they do. I'm sure they do. Africans hating Africans. It's just the way it is. There is good and bad in each race, and the good hates the bad, and the bad hates the good. So even, and I'm not saying none of the race of Esau Edom is good. I'm just saying some of the white people are getting sick and tired of the rest of you white people. So and thus, World War III, Gog from the land of Gog, Russia from the land of Gog, Russia, featuring thermonuclear atomic destruction, and, but not before, the implementation of the temptation of the hour, mark of the beast, Neuralink, RFID chip, any high technology made from any company, inserted it anywhere in your body, and you will be set on motherfucking fire. Keep talking shit. Mark. This video, I'm going through the word mark in the etymology online, and I will be reading pretty much almost all the excerpts of where the word mark came from, how, why, when, and where, and backing it up obviously through precepts, filtering it through the Torah verses, Bible scripts, Old Testament, New Testament, Apocryphal, Paleo, Hebrew, Koine, Greek, starting with the King James Version, supplemental versions and languages to show our studying approved. Mark, trace impression, boundary, limit, sign, landmark. From Old English merk, from Proto-Germanic marco, from Old Norse murky, boundary, sign. Mork in Old Norse means forest, and a forest is a type of boundary because a forest line is a demarcation of a boundary of the forest versus a prairie or flatland or grassland, which often marked a frontier. Old Frisian merke, Gothic marka, boundary, frontier, Dutch merk, mark or brand. German mark, boundary, boundary land. Root word merge, boundary, border. Influenced by, partly from Scandinavian cognates, the Germanic word was borrowed by the Romantic Rome. Marke, march, Marcus. Revelation 13:16, and causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, anywhere in your body. and that no man might buy or sell food, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name, the RFID chip Neuralink, which has the 666 barcode implemented in it. If you don't believe that, it's literally true. You can Google it online. If you don't believe it after that, you are a dumbass who will take the RFID chip Neuralink mark of the beast and be set on fire, you and your goddamn family, and then you'll know who yaHaWa is, the true Lord God. Cháragma, mark, graven image, stamp, imprinted mark, mark branded upon horses, from the same as chárax, meaning scratch or etch, a stamp of servitude. In the primary sense, boundary, as involved by Old English to pillar, post, pillar, posts, sticks that pierce the ground or you, as a sign of a boundary through a sign in general, then to impress or trace, forming a sign, chárax, sharpen to the point, stake, palisade, scratch, edge, stamp, all from the word grapho, which means to write, engrave. Many, meaning any visible trace or impression is recorded by circa 2000 or 12,000 BC or Salakia AD, meaning a cross or other character, chárax, character, cháragma, the word character comes from chárax and cháragma, made by an illiterate person as a signature in the Old English sense of drawn line to indicate a starting point of a race, as in on your marks. Target, Middle English as a sense of target, in the notion of marksman, slang, sense, victim of a swindle, the target of a swindle. The notion of a sign or a token behind the meaning of characteristic property, distinctive feature, literal physical carnal mark on your right hand or on your forehead. Also that of a numerical award given by a teacher, 666. Numerical award given by a teacher. And if your teacher is Esau, Edom, so-called red, white, European, Caucasian, the devil the Bible speaks of, the children of the devil, then you, following your daddy, is doing what your daddy's doing, which is a bunch of fuckery. And thus, like on the right-hand side or like any other schooling or business or teaching or learning, if you do something that is correct in your institution, you receive marks or numerical awards, 100, a 90, an 80. And in this case, it's 666 if you take the RFID chip Neuralink mark of the beast because you worship your goddamn stomach. Mark one's mark. Attain distinction. Cháragma comes from the word chárax, to sharpen to a point, to the idea of scratching. Pale, stake, palisade. What did it say up here? Pillar, post. Something that pierces. And so, moving on. Mark. Noun, too. The first one was a mark, the first noun. This is mark, spelled the same way. While it's talking about money, it's still indicating an indication. Mark, unit of money or weight, because you're marking how much it is. Chiefly gold or silver. And what does it say? Galatians 6:17, from henceforth let no man trouble me, for I bear in my body, spiritual, metaphysical, the marks of Adonai yaHaWaSHI. Unit of money or weight. Job 28:18, no man shall be made of gold or pearls, for the price of wisdom is above rubies. Rubies, Salakia, wisdom being Adonai yaHaWaSHI being who the mark is towards of us, towards him, which means we're trying to be like Adonai yaHaWaSHI to the best of our ability. Be children of yaHaWaSHI, or be children of yaHaWa, brothers of yaHaWaSHI. From henceforth let no man trouble me, for I bear in my body, metaphorically, metaphysically, the marks of Adonai yaHaWaSHI. Adonai yaHaWaSHI being wisdom, no mention shall be made of coral or of pearls, for the price of wisdom is above rubies. Job 28:18. Proverbs 3:15, all talking about wisdom, which is Adonai yaHaWaSHI. She is more precious than rubies, and all the things thou canst desire are not to be compared unto her. For wisdom is better than rubies, Adonai yaHaWaSHI, and all things that may be desired are not to be compared to it. There is gold and multitude of rubies, but the lips of knowledge, wisdom, are the precious jewels. So, and thus, Mark, a unit of weight or money. Our weight or money is the truth, obviously. Law, statutes, commandments to the best of one's ability. The milk, the meat of the Old Testament, New Testament, Apocrypha, all through faith and praying and attempting, again, to the best of our ability, to follow Torah versus Bible scripts, i.e., the Lamb wherever he goes, because he is the personification of the Torah. So, all that being said, the marks we have in our in us, hopefully elect brethren and Akwath, sisters and children who are of the hopefully elect, are metaphysical, spiritual, in our brain, soul, mind, opinion, thoughts, and are worth more than ruby. So it is correct that mark here, noun 2, is referring to imprinted weight or coin. Mark, proper name, uh, Mark Twain, Marcus. We'll get that to that here in a second. Mark, to put a mark on, to trace out boundaries. Old English, mark or marks on. Proto-Germanic, marka join. Old Saxon, markon. A point. Observe, remark. A point, remark. To limit, plan out. On the left hand side, you're limiting yourself to worshiping the devil, and so you're limiting yourself to thermonuclear annihilation in Babylon, the Great Mystery Babylon. And on the right hand side, you're being marked and limited by the Spirit of Yahweh, through yaHaWaSHI, through the great teachings and guidings of the truth, Torah, 100% of great millstone, head apostles, prophets, to be set apart for salvation, deliverance, liberty, victory. Again, spiritual, metaphorical, metaphysical, in our spirit souls, which is our minds, which is our brains. Influenced by Scandinavian cognates, mean to have a mark, to notice, observe. Figurative sense of designated, as if by placing a mark on, hence, to destine. You are destined for destruction with the left hand side, carnal, physical mark of the beast, Neuralink, RFID chip, any technology that it will be electronic. No, let that be known. It will be electronic. There will be no mark of the beast, not electronic or electricity, or powered by electricity. To destine, be a noteworthy feature of, to mark time. From military drill, originally move the feet as if marching but remaining in place. To mark. And AhDaWaN Yahweh said unto him, therefore, whoever slayeth Cain vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And AhDaWaN Yahweh said, a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him should kill him. A mark. His destiny, although to fucking die in general, because all men die, was not to be killed for his wickedness, but to be preserved until however Yahweh took him out, and is taking him out in his latest reincarnation of Esau Edom, so-called red, white, European, Caucasian. So and thus, I'm running out of time, but there's so much here that I'll probably redo everything I just said again, and keep doing it for another 2 or 3 videos until I come back to the bottom. Plenty of scripts and verses to back up the etymology online definition of mark. So until then, Shalom, AhDaWaN, Shalom.